louder. Good evening, everybody. Is that on? Oh, hello. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Chemsig Institute. This is Thursday night, and tonight we're doing a Tara Puja. So we're doing it especially for wanting our Guru and Lama Zopa Rinpoche, to manifest back into a physical form that we can see and appreciate, and because the teaching was totally on impermanence, and probably still haven't got that message. So apart from saying prayers for Rinpoche to come back, to show his mercy and compassion for us deluded beings, we do this Tara Puja also for Khensa Rinpoche Geshe Tasha Sering, who manifested a stroke last week. So we've all got him in our prayers as well. And also Chris Gwynn, who was a very well-liked member of our community, for him to be taken away so suddenly. So we're doing the Tara Puja. We start on page 141 of the Silver Book. I and all sentient beings as vast as space, from now until we reach the essence of supreme enlightenment, go for refuge to the glorious pure Lamas, go for refuge to the perfectly enlightened victorious ones, go for refuge to the pure Dharma, go for refuge to the superior Sangha. I and all sentient beings as vast as space, from now until we reach the essence of supreme enlightenment, go for refuge to the glorious pure Lamas, go for refuge to the perfectly enlightened victorious ones, go for refuge to the pure Dharma, go for refuge to the superior Sangha. I and all sentient beings as vast as space, from now until we reach the essence of supreme enlightenment, go for refuge to the glorious pure Lamas, go for refuge to the perfectly enlightened victorious ones, go for refuge to the pure Dharma, go for refuge to the superior Sangha. Sangye chodam sogi chonam la jangchu baru dagni kapsuchi dagi jen sogi pedi dagi jola penche sangye drupasho. Sangye chodam sogi chonam la jangchu baru dagni kapsuchi dagi jen sogi pedi dagi jola penche sangye drupasho. Sangye chodam sogi chonam la jangchu baru dagni kapsuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi Jola Penche Sange Drupashu. In particular, in order to benefit all my mother's sentient beings quickly and more quickly, I must achieve the precious state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. Therefore, I'm going to undertake the yoga of Venerable Arya Tara. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. And may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from desire for friends and hatred for enemies. So we just pause for a moment and contemplate those four immeasurable thoughts. Self-generation. In one instant, I arise as Venerable Arya Tara. Om Vajra Amrita Kundalini Hana Hana Hum Pe. Om Sarva Shuddha Sarvadhamma Sarva Shuddha Hum. Everything is emptiness only. While it is empty, from Yam appears wind, from Ram fire, from A transcendental wisdom skull cup vast and big. In it, from the melting of the five meats and five nectars, comes a huge ocean of transcendental wisdom nectar. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. Om Vajra Amrita Kundalini Hana Hana Hum Pe. Om Sarva Shuddha Sarvadhamma Sarva Shuddha Hum. Everything is emptiness only. While it is empty, from calm, skull-cup vessels appear. Inside these, from the hum, appear the offering substance, whose nature is emptiness, and will appear in their individual aspects. As the objects of enjoyment of the six senses, they give rise to special uncontaminated bliss. Om Agam Ahum, Om Padyam Ahum, Om Vajra Pupe Ahum. Om Vajra Dupe Ahum. Om Vajra Alake Ahum. Om Vajra Gande Ahum. Om Vajra Nude Ahum. Om Vajra Shabda Ahum. In the space before me on a line throne, lotus and moon sits Kadira Vanitara, who is inseparable from my root Lama. Above her are Venerable Letitia and the other lineage Lamas, and she is surrounded by 21 Taras and so forth, the Yidams, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, hearers, self-realizers, and oath-bound protectors. Your exalted body is the embodiment of all Buddhas. You are the nature of Vajrahoda, the very root of the three round sublime ones. I prostrate to all gurus. Your exalted body is the embodiment of all Buddhas. You are the nature of Vajrahoda, the very root of the three round sublime ones. I prostrate to all gurus. Your exalted body is the embodiment of all Buddhas. You are the nature of Vajrahoda, the very root of the three round sublime ones. I prostrate to all gurus. The Saviour having great compassion, the Founder having all understand, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the one gone to thusness I prostrate. The Saviour having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the one gone to thusness I prostrate. The Saviour having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the one gone to thusness I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies I prostrate. Those who are liberated also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to use sublime community intending virtue I prostrate. Those who are liberated also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to use sublime community intending virtue I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to the use sublime community intending virtue I prostrate. Om Savatata Gata Sapariva Agam Prati Sahum Soha Om Savatata Gata Sapariva Padyam Prati Sahum Soha Om Savatata Gata Sapariva Pupe Prati Sahum Soha Om Savatata Gata Sapariva Dupe Prati Sahum Soha Om Savatata Gata Sapariva Alake Prati Sahum Soha Om Savatata Gata Sapariva Gande Prati Sahum Soha Om Savatata Gata Sapariva Nude Prati Sahum Soha Om Savatata Gata Sapariva Shabda Prati Sahum Soha Om Savatata Gata Sapariva Om Ahum. I prostrate to all the victorious ones and their children. I present clouds of every time of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the memorable, holy, and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. Jinkang Uwaju Om Bhadra Bhumi Ahum Wensazagizaji Om Bhadra Reki Ahum Chi Chari Koi Koe Yuso Riga Puri Ra Shalu Papo Lo Zamboli Nu Balancho Jan Jaminyan Ludan Lupa Nayan Dan Nayan Jen Yoden Hara Chodro Draminyenga Draminyengida Shadu Lampo Rinpoche Lokinda Rinpoche Nututa Rinpoche Jangdu Sumo Rinpoche Shalom Mampo Rinpoche Lo Nutukolo Rinpoche Nujangdu Nobo Rinpoche Jangchu Tuchu Tempo Bumpa Nangi Shadu Nima Nutudawa. My own and others' body, speech, and mind, wealth and virtues of the three times, his pure, precious mandala, and a massive amount of Ajah's offerings, I mentally take and offer to my Guru Yidam and the three precious ones. Please accept them through compassion and bestow your inspiration. Zaji Jushimeto Traribablinshi Nidegen Sange Jindu Miteowa Yidro Kunamdak Jingla Chopasho. Please, Holy Jetson Guru, from billion clouds of compassion and wisdom in the sky of the Dharmakaya, make rainfalls of profound and extensive teachings or whatever is suitable for the years of sentient beings or the objects to be subdued. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayami. Sangye chodam sogi chonam la jangchu badu dagni kapsuji dagi jinsogi pedi dagi jola penche sangye drupasho sangye chodam sogi chonam la jangchu badu dagni kapsuji dagi jinsogi pedi dagi jola penche sangye drupasho sangye chodam sogi chonam la Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi, Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi, Dwola Penche Sange Drupasho. Please bless me to devote myself in thought and action to the virtuous teacher, the very source of all goodness. By training in the path that pleases all the conquerors, may I reach unsurpassed enlightenment. Please bless me to devote myself in thought and action to the virtuous teacher, the very source of all goodness. By training in the path that pleases all the conquerors, may I reach unsurpassed enlightenment. Please bless me to devote myself in thought and action to the virtuous teacher, very source of all goodness. By training in the path that pleases all the conquerors, may I reach unsurpassed enlightenment. First round. Ladang Lamin Chopengi Shabni Pemo Latude Pompa Kunle Josepe Jomayum La Chatsalo Ladang Lamin Chopengi Shabni Pemo Latude Pompa Kunle Josepe Jomayum La Chatsalo Ladang Lamin Chopengi Shabni Pemo Latude Pompa Kunle Josepe, Joma Yumla Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chopengi, Sabni Pemo Latude, Pompa Kunle Josepe, Joma Yumla Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chopengi, Sabni Pemo Latude, Pompa Kunle Josepe, Joma Yumla Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chopengi, Sabni Pemo Latude, Pompa Kunle Josepe, Jomayum La Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chopengi, Sabni Pemo Latude, Pompa Kunle Josepe, Jomayum La Chatsalo. Om Arya Tare Sapariva. Agam Prati Sahum Soha Om Arya Tare Sapariva Padyam Prati Sahum Soha Om Arya Tare Sapariva Pupe Prati Sahum Soha Om Arya Tare Sapariva Dupe Prati Sahum Soha Om Arya Tare Sapariva Aloke prati sahum soha. Om Arya Tare Sapariva Gande Prati Sahum Soha. Om Arya Tare Sapariva Nude Prati Sahum Soha. Om Arya Tare Sapariva Shabda Prati Sahum Soha. Om Aryatara Saparivari Om Ahum. To Aryatara's holy feet I prostrate. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of psychic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. Shinkan Uwachiro Om Vajra Bhumi Ahu Wensese Zaji Om Vajra Reki Ahum Chi Chari Koi Koe Yusa Riga Pori Rab Shalupapo Lo Zambuli Nu Balancho Jan Jaminyan Ludan Lupa Nayan Dan Nayan Chen Yoden Lado Chojo Dramin Yenga Dramin Yengida Shadu Lampo Rinpoche Lokinda Rinpoche Nututa Rinpoche Jangdu Sumo Rinpoche Shalom Mampo Rinpoche Lo Nutu Kolo Rinpoche No Jangdu Nobo Rinpoche Jangche Teche Jempo Bumpa Nangi Shadu Nima Nutu Dawa. My own and others' body, speech, and mind, wealth and virtues of the three times, his pure, precious mandala, and a massive amount of Ajah's offerings. I mentally take and offer to my Guru Yidam and the three precious ones. Please accept them through compassion and bestow your inspiration. Zaji Poki Jushin Meto Trari Rablinji Nidegen Padi Sange Jingdu Miteu Yidro Kunamda Jingla Chopasho. In the land encircled by snowy mountains, you're the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. Iram Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniya Tayami. Sange Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penche Sange Drupashu Sange Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penche Sange Drupashu Sange Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penche Sange Jupashu. Let me and all those who need protection come under the supreme giving gesture of your right hand, as well as the refuge granting gesture that liberates from all fears. So we do the praises twice. Om, I prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage to our swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three One Lotus. Homage to whose face combines 100 ornaments at fullest, blazing with outrageous splendor, as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue one lotus, water born in hand adorning, giving effort calm austerity, patience meditation herdsweep. Homage crown of Tathagata, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Chitare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven world, able to draw forth all beings, homage worshipped by the old Lord, Chakra Ari Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spirits, cultivated Gandhara Jakshas, homage with a train pace, destroying first magic diagrams, heavy pressing left uprighting, blazing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage had a heart of fingers, adorn her with Ruja Mudra, light rays masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she's so joyous radiant, crown her mid in gallons of light, both laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon, all earth guardians assembly, shaking crowning with a home side, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with prayers, moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in my hand, sending out my light eternal. Homage to you, wreath ablaze like eon in the fire abiding. Righteous flippers just around you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage to you strikes the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scaling with the letter whom the seven level shield is conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, shields, village, peace, nirvana. Team that with them and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage to you, just around it, tearing first bodies asunder. Priesthood home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to we see letter of the shape of syllable home, 5 foot 7 shakes the 3 worlds, Mary Mandarin Binya, homage holding in a hand the hemlock wind of David Lakefall, with her spoken tire MP, totally dispelling poison, homage to gods and their kings, and the kinner as the one, Armadillo joyful splendor, he disposed by dreams and conflicts, homage to you, 2 eyes bright with Sun and full moon, which was how it entered Tara. She the source of three contagion. Homage for the liberating. Papa set of three natures. Destroys hosts of spirit structures. And raise courses to bring to these praises with the root mantras and prostrations. That's 21. Oh, my prostrate noble transcendent liberator. Homage tower swift heroic. Eyes like lightning instantaneous. Sprung from open stamens of the Lord of 3121 Lotus. Homage to you, face combines 100 ornaments at fullest. Blazing with white rays suspended. As a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue on lotus. Water born in hand adorning. Giving effort calm austerities. Patience meditation. Homage crown Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the seven worlds, able to draw whole being. Homage worshipped by the all Lord, Chakra Amibama Mara, honored by the host of spirits, cultivating Gadarish actions. Homage with a train pacer, destroying first magic diagram, perfect pressing left out riding. Blazing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus music, who is slayer of all enemies, homage at her heart of fingers, adorn her with 3 mudra, light rays masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, but who laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devils, homage she able to summon, all the guardians assemblies, shaking frowning with the home side, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adorned with crescent, moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in a hand, sending out my light eternal, homage you, wreath ablaze like, eon ending fire abiding, rapture difference just around you, troops of enemies destroying, homage you, strikes the ground with, her palms will beat it, scaling with the letter whom the 7 level shield is conquer, homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, shield, spirit, peace, nirvana, she endowed with them and so hard, destroyer of the great evil, homage you, just surrounded, tearing first bodies asunder, raised with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to a witty letter, of the shape of syllable home, 5 foot 7 shakes the 3 words, Mary Mandarin Binya, homage holding in a hand, the hammock in the day of Lakeville, with her spoken tower and pay, totally dispelling poison, homage to gods and their kings, and the kin of Ziwana, armored in all joyful splendor, she disposed by dreams and conflicts, homage to you, 2 eyes bright with radiance the sun and full moon, with her tower and to tower, she disposed to be contagion, homage for the liberating, power set of 3 natures, destroys hosts of spirit chakras, and raise corpses to bring to earth. These praises with the root mantras and prostrations, thus are 21. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migrating beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migrating beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migratory beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Second round. Ladang lamin chopengi sabni pamo latude pampa kunle josepe jomayum la chasalo. Ladang lamin chopengi sabni pamo latude pampa kunle josepe jomayum la chasalo. Ladang lamin chopengi sabni pamo latude pampa kunle josepe Jomayum la chasalo, ladang la min chapengi, sabni pamo la tude, pampakule Josepe, Jomayum la chasalo, ladang la min chapengi, sabni pamo la tude, pampakule Josepe, Jomayum la chasalo, ladang la min chapengi, sabni pamo la tude, Pampa kunle Josepe, Jomayim la chasalo, ladang la min chopengi, shabni pemo la tude, Pampa kunle Josepe, Jomayim la chasalo. Om Maria Tare Sapariwa, Agam Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Padyam Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Pupe Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Dupe Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Aloke Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Gande Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Nude Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Shabda Prati Sahum Soha. Om Arya Tare Sapariva Om Ahum. To Arya Tare's holy feet I prostrate. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of psychic existence and turn the wheel of dialogue for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. Shinkam Uwaju Om Badra Bhumi Ahum Wensezegizaj Om Badra Reki Ahum Chi Chari Koi Kikoe Yusu Rigapuri Rab Shalupapo Lo Zambulin Nubalancho Jan Jamini Ludang Lupa Nayan Dan Nayan Chen Yodan Lo Chojo Dramin Yanga Dramin Yangida Shadu Lampo Rinpoche Lokinda Rinpoche Nututa Rinpoche Jangdu Sumo Rinpoche Shalamampo Rinpoche Lo Nutu Kolo Rinpoche Nu Jangdu Nobo Rinpoche Jangsha Tutu Chempo Bumpa Nangi Shadu Nima Nukudawa. My own and others' body, speech, and mind, wealth and virtues of the three times, this pure, precious mandala and a massive amount of Ajah's offerings, I mentally take and offer to my Guru Yidam and the three precious ones. Please accept them through compassion and bestow your inspiration. Sajipoki Joshimeto Trarirablinji Nidegen Sange Shindu Miteu Yidro Kunamdan Jingla Chopashu. May my venerable Lama's life be firm, his white divine actions spread in the 10 directions. May the torch of the teachings of those that always remain, dispelling the darkness of all beings in the three realms. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayan. Sange Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Jola Penchi Sange Drupashu Sange Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Jola Penchi Sange Drupashu Sange Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagi Kapsuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi, Jola Penchi Sange Drupasho. Let me and all those who need protection come under the supreme giving gesture of your right hand, as well as the refuge granting gesture that liberates from all fears. Do the praises 3 times. I prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage to our swift heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of 312 Lotus. Homage to his face combines 100 ornaments at fullest, blazing with vibrant splendor as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue on lotus, water born in hand adorning, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation heresy. Homage crown of Tathagata, action triumph without limit relied on by conquest children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and spirit, trampling with the feet the seven world, able to do total being, homage worship by the all Lord, Chakra Army Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spirits, close raised Gandhara Jakshas, homage with a train pace, destroying first magic diagram, every pressing left up riding, blazing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champion, she was finding lotus music, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage had a heart of fingers, adorn her with through to mudra, light rays masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, Bethu laughing with Chitari, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all her guardians' assemblies, shaking crowning with a homicide, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent. Moments were shining, Amitabha in a hair knot, sending out my tidy turn. Hamishi with a blaze light, eon ending fire abiding, right with the choice around you, troops of enemies destroying. She strikes the ground with her palm put beads, scaling with the letter whom the 7 levels she does conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, shields with his peace nirvana. She endowed with Lumen Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage she joy surrounded, tearing first bodies asunder. Breathes with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage she with see letter of the shape of syllable home. Bible Sammy shakes the 3 words, Mary Manor and Binya. Homage holding in a hand the Hemlock Winter David Lakefall, which was to a Kantara and paid. Turtle leader smelling poison. Homage to you, gods of their kings. Anakin, Arasuana. Amadino, joyful splendor. She dispels by dreams and conflicts. Homage to you, two lights bright with radiance, the sun and Pumi, which was Hara and Chitare. She dispels of be contagion. Homage for the liberating. Power by set of 3 natures. Destroys hopes of spirit junctions and makes corpses sleeping to her. These phrases with the root mantras and prostrations, Sasa 21. Oh, my prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage Tara Suteroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of 3.1 Lotus. Homage shoes, face combines 100 ornaments at fullest, blazing with vibration splendid, as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue on lotus, water born in hand adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation has homage crown of Tathagata, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquest children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Chitare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the 7 world, able to draw total being, homage worshipped by the O Lord, Chakra Amri Maru, honored by the host of spirits, cultivating Gandhara's actions, homage with a train pace and destroying foes magic diagram, every pressing left up riding, blazing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champion, she with frowning lotus music, who is slayer of all enemies, homage had a heart of fingers, adorn her with 3 Mudra, light rays masters all excited, all directions will adorn her. Homage she's a joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, Mercy laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas, homage she able to summon, all the guardians assembly, shaking proudly with the homicide, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown a dome of crescent, moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in a hand, sending out outside eternal. Homage she with a race like Eon ending fire abiding, right as the just around you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she strikes the ground with her powerful beats it, scaling with the letter home, the seven level shields conquer. Homage happy virtuous peaceful, shields fearless peace nirvana, she endowed with Luma Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage she rejoice around it, tearing first bodies asunder, frees with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage she received letter of the shape of syllable home. Bible stamping shakes the three world, Mary Manor and Binya. Homage holding in a hand the Hemak Mina David Lake form, which was spoken Tara MP, totally dispelling poison. Shamashi, gods and their kings, and the kin of Rezuana, Amadino joyful splendor, she dispels by dreams and conflict. Hamishu, two eyes bright with radiance, the sun and full moon, which was Tara and Tutara, she dispels severe contagion. Homage for the liberating, Papa said of the three natures, destroys hopes of spiritual action, and raise costs of supreme touring. These praises with the root mantras and prostrations are 21. Oh, my prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage tower, swift heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from open sermons of the Lord of 3.21 Lotus. Homage to his face combines 100 ornaments at fullest, blazing with outrageous splendor, as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue one lotus, water born in hand adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patience, meditation, homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Tutari, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven will, able to draw thoughtful beings, homage worshipped by the All Lord, Chakra Ami Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spheres, Cosra's Gandhari's actions, homage with a train pace sound, destroying post magic diagrams, every pressing left up riding, blazing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mars champions, she was frowning lotus music, who is slayer of all enemies, homage at her heart of fingers, adorn her with 3 mudra, light race masters all excited, all directions will adorn her, homage she's a joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, mostly laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mars death, homage she able to summon, all the guardians assembly, shaking frowning with a home sign, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adorned with crescent, moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in the hand, sending out my side eternal. Homage to you, wreath ablaze like eon ending fire body. Watch the left rejoice around you. Troops of enemies destroying. Homage to you strikes the ground with her powerful beats. Scaling with the letter home, the 7 level shield of conquer. Homage happy virtuous peaceful. Shields peace nirvana. She endowed with them so hard. Destroyer of the great evil. Homage to you just surrounded. Tearing first what is asunder. Priest with home and knowledge mantra arrangement of the 10 letters, Amiture we see letter of the shape of syllable, by percent shakes of 3, Mary Mander and Binya, homage holding in a hand the Hemak Mina Deva Lakeful, which was spoken Tara MP, totally dispelling poison, homage to gods and their kings, and the kinner is the one, Amadino dreadful splendor, she dispels by dreams and conflicts, homage to 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, which was spoken into Tara, she dispels the vegan taste. Homage relating, Papa said of 3 natures, destroys hosts of spiritual actions, and raise costs of supreme touring. These praises were mentioned, and prostrations, thus are 21. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migrating beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migrating beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migrating beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Okay, so we'll bless the chai now. So we use the verse on page 173. And the last 3 syllables, instead of chasalo, it's chobabu. Ahum, ahum, ahum. Ladang lamin chopangi, sabni pamola tude. pompa kunle Josepe, Jomayum nacho babo.
Special dedication for the new Compound Centre development project to come to fruition in accordance with Geshe Punsok Sultram's vast vision, and that may it benefit endless sentient beings. For harmony and prosperity for CI and CNC, success in all grant applications made by CI, and for Kara's visa application to be successful. May His Holiness the Dalai Lama have a long and healthy life. May all his work for the Tibetan people and peace throughout the world have great success. May all his students and followers be harmonious and gain great realizations, and may all his holy wishes be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. Please pray and dedicate for Lama Zopa Rinpoche to be born as quickly as possible in a place where he can become very quickly recognized and be of most benefit to sentient beings. May Tenzin Osel Hita have a long and stable life. May all his wishes be fulfilled, and may his projects be successful. May Khyentse Rinpoche, Losang Riksen, Geshe Losang Jamyang, Geshe Punsok Sultram, and all our precious teachers have good health, success, and long life. May we always meet such infinitely kind teachers who inspire us to enter the Mahayana path and teach us the methods to gain enlightenment. May all the obstacles of the building the Maitreya statue be instantly removed. May this great statue be accomplished quickly according to the wishes of Lama Yeshe and Kebje Lama Zopa Rinpoche. May all those who rely upon and made specific requests to Kebje Lama Zopa Rinpoche be free of obstacles to having a long and healthy life. May they be able to achieve all the realizations of the path in this lifetime, and may all their activities please the Guru. In all their lives, may they be guided by qualified Mahayana virtuous friends, and may all their Dharma wishes succeed immediately. May all the students and friends who work so hard for the FPMT in service of the Dharma, who sacrifice their lives for Buddha's teachings and relieve the suffering of sentient beings, have long and healthy lives. May they realize the path to enlightenment as quickly as possible. May all the sponsors and benefactors of Chenrezig Institute, especially the 1,000 of Chenrezig members and their families, have long and healthy lives and realize all their Dhamma wishes quickly. May the Gabi Gabi people whose country Chenrezig Institute sits have healthy and happy lives. We pay our respects to their elders both past and present. Please pray the following people are reborn in a pure land or take a perfect human rebirth, make perfectly qualified Mahayana Guru and Mahayana teachings, and quickly become enlightened. All those killed due to war, terrorism, or natural disasters, and all those who have met an untimely death. All those who have died from COVID-19, and all those who have died in the war between Russia and Ukraine. For Sangha, Ben Cesare, Joanne D. Vincent Luna, Jacqueline Neville, Barbara Robson, Oi Moi Chu, Yuk Chin Lu, James O'Neill, Peter Wells, Jerry Joe Lowry, Bob Mayman, Ki Hu Wang, Father Bob Maguire, Lou Lachlan, Monboon Astro K-pop, Colin Faulkner, Steve Angus, Shakila Agarwal, John Weber, Lau Fran Yim, Barry Humphreys, Sundajev Murugan Bhatta, Montserrat Ferrer Perduna, Mi Hui Wei, Rosabella Mazzoloni, Julian Adamoli, Joshua Michaels, Madame Q Yao King, George Jim Blackwell, John Furminger, Ravadina Torah, Grace Farley, Jock Zonfrillo, Lee Dichin, John Yulin, Dorothy Jean Parkin, Romero de Costa Lopez, Nguyen T. Trong, Merv Masker, Hawang Po His, Oganas Antinatus, Francis O. Logahan, Eric Belcher, Sebastian D. Clerk, Carl Edward Montserrat, Mai Lui Tong, Panfrilo Casa Deli, Nguyen Min Tu, Nguyen Tan Lok, Brian Aldag, Chris Gwynn, Gore Archin, Amy Collins, Carl Mendelo, Stephen Annie Conchok's son, Alice Maria Wittemans, Barry Beck, Randy Woolley, Lau Nix, Mr. Kian Bak Kui, Alec Little, Claire Nowland, and Keith Melrose. We also pray for the following rebirth for the following animal, a perfect human rebirth for the following animals. All those killed during gardening, cleaning, and other activities at the center. Boris and the Harmony Heart, Baby Possum, Addison, Stare at Udalo, Winnie the dog, Lily the dog, Marble the dog, Noisy Miner at Coolum, and Bird. We make prayers to the deities of the elements to the following people with health and life obstacles. For Sangha, Ginsu Rinpoche Gishi Tashi Sering, Vin K Minor, Vin Nawang Tukten, Annie Fran, Vin Tukten Pima, and Vin Tinson Pali. All those affected by COVID-19, all those affected in the war between Russia and Ukraine, all asylum seekers in detention, all those being cared for by Karuna and Chidamani hospices. John McRae, Christina Russo, Renata Elgavi, Clarence and Ricky Lokovich, Tanya Duratovic, Jessica Geely, Rose Linwood, Alana Miles, Sienna Miles, Christine Malloy, Lisa Caros, Wayne Pretens, Gary and Max, Barry and Dan, Linda Ward, Grace McDougall, Yvette Loliette and family, Barbara Beck, Jeffrey Foger, Anita Gregory, Diana Sakura, Jean Corus, Sue Gregg and Karen Duffy, Aldel Lorigan, Hannah Benon, Diane Gee, Sue Allen, Vivian Vickery, Skylar Elizabeth Bates, Jan Copeland, Jane Disher, Hazel Rosenberg, Belinda Rosenberg, Mary Palmer, Clint Palmer, Anatola, Amanda Knuth, Nicole Harradine, Ruby Kame, Mina Andrews, Mick Eastberg, Josette Chaw, Fiona Finlayson, Kyle Fraser and Luke, Jana Bullock, Lynn's from Wunbai, Karen Gibson, Jean Phillips. We also make prayers for the following animals who are unwell: all animals in Australia Zoo Wildlife Hospital, all animals facing slaughter, exportation, and exploitation, all animals caught in bushfires, floods, and droughts. Obey the dog, Cleo the cat, and Zack the dog. May the hearts of people throughout the world be filled with tolerance, understanding, and compassion for each other. May the leaders of nations recall their responsibility for the well-being of their citizens, ensuring that their actions are guided by wisdom, courage, and compassion. May all those who are experiencing pain, fear, and devastation as a result of war, terrorism, or natural disasters be instantly relieved of their sufferings. And we pray that peace, happiness, and harmony prevail throughout the 10 directions where all sentient beings dwell.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll resume on page 173 in the Silver Book for the third round. Ladang Lamin Chopengi Samni Pamo Latude Pompa Kunle Josepe Jomayum La Chatsalo Ladang Lamin Chopengi Samni Pamo Latude Pompa Kunle Josepe Jomayum La Chatsalo Ladang Lamin Chopengi Samni Pamo Latude Pompa Kunle Josepe Jomayam la chatsalo, la dang la min chopangi, sabni pamo la tude, pompa kunle Josepe, Jomayam la chatsalo, la dang la min chopangi, sabni pamo la tude, pompa kunle Josepe, Jomayam la chatsalo, la dang la min chopangi, sabni pamo la tude, Pompa Kunle Josepe, Jomayim La Chasalo, Ladang La Min Chopengi, Shabni Pamo La Tude, Pompa Kunle Josepe, Jomayim La Chasalo. Om Maria Tare Sapariva, Agam Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Padyam Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Pupe Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Dupe Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Alake Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Gande Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Nude Prati Sahum Soha. Om Maria Tare Sapariva Shabda Prati Sahum Soha. Om Aryatari Saparibai Om Ahum. To Aryatara's holy feet I prostrate. I present clouds of every type of offering actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions are emulated since beginningless time. Rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of psychic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. Shinkan Uwaju Om Vajra Bhumi Ahum Wensezegi Zaji Om Vajra Reki Ahum Chi Chari Koike Koe Yuso Riga Puri Ram Shalupapo Lo Zambuli Nu Balancho Jan Jaminyan Ludan Lupan Nayan Dan Nayan Chen Yodan Roda Chodro Dramin Yanga Dramin Yangida Shalurangpo Rinpoche, Lokinda Rinpoche, Nututa Rinpoche, Jangdu Sumo Rinpoche, Shalomampo Rinpoche, Lord Nutu Kolo Rinpoche, Nujangdu Nobo Rinpoche, Jangshe Turche Chempo Bampa, Nangi Shadu Nima Nutu Dawa. My own and others' body, speech, and mind, wealth and virtues of the three times, this pure, precious mandala and a massive amount of Ajah's offerings, I mentally take and offer to my Guru Yidam and the three precious ones. Please accept them through compassion and bestow your inspiration. Sashi Poki Joshi Meto Trari Rablinji Nidegen Padi Sange Shindu Miteu Yidro Kunamda Jinla Chopasho. Please bless myself and others to accomplish all our purposes in accordance with the Dharma just as we wish, and to pacify immediately the group of hindrances such as sicknesses, harm by spirits, and other obstacles. Idam Gurana Mandala Kamniyatayami. Sangye chodam sogi chonam la jangchu badu dagni kapsuchi dagi jin sogi pedi dagi drola penche sangye drupashu sangye chodam sogi chonam la jangchu badu dagni kapsuchi dagi jin sogi pedi dagi drola penche sangye drupashu sangye chodam sogi chonam la jangchu badu dagni kapsuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi Jola Penche Sange Jupa Shu. From her exalted body, a stream of nectar flows and enters the crown of the beneficiary and myself, completely filling our bodies and granting all blessings. Do the praises 7 times. Oh, my prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage to our swift heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of 3 1 lotus. Homage to whose face combines 100 ornaments at fullest, blazing with vibration splendid, as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue one lotus, water born in hand adorning, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation hersely. Homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the 7 worlds, able to draw total beings, homage worshipped by the old Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma Mara, honored by the host of spirits, cultivated Gandhara Yakshas, homage with a tray and pesa, destroying first magic diagrams, perfect pressing left out righted, placing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer Mara's champion, she with frowning lotus easy, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage at her heart of fingers, adorn her with 3 mudra. Light race masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she's a joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, both laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon, all the guardians assembly, shaking frowning with the homicide, saving from every misfortune, homage crown a dome crescent, moon ornaments my shining, Amitabha in a hand, sending up a child eternal, homage you, reason blaze light, Ian ending fire abiding, right side left rejoice around you, troops of enemies destroying, homage you strikes the ground with their powerful beats, it, scaling with the letter home, the seven level shooters conquer, homage happy wretches peaceful, shields fields peace nirvana, she endowed with them and so hard, destroyer of the great evil, homage you joy surrounded, caring first what is asunder, priest with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage sure would see letter, of the shape of syllable, Bible 7 shakes the three with Mary Mandarin Vinya, homage holding in a hand the hammer Vina David Lake Bomb, which was spoken Tara MP, totally dispelling poison, homage to you gods and their kings, and the king of Restawana, Armadillo joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflict, homage to you two eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, which was horror and tutari, she dispels severe contagion, homage for the liberating, power by the set of three natures, destroys hurts and spiritual action, and raise cultures to bring to these praises with the root mantras and prostration. Psalm 21. I prostrate to noble chance and liberate. Homage with the it is 131 lotus. How many shoes face combines 100 on blazing with my red suspend as a thousand star collection. How many golden blue burning hand adorn, giving effort calm austerities, patience, meditation, history. Homage crown and Tathagatas, action triumph without limb, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tutare, whom desire erection and spit, trampling with their feet the seven were, able to draw for her being. Homage worship by the all, Chakra Army Brahma Mara, honored by the host of spirits, Kosra's Gandhari Yakshas, homage with a train pay sound, destroying first magic diagram, perfect pressing left out riding, blazing in a raging fireplace, homage Shure very dreadful, destroy Mara's champion, she was frowning lotus music, she was slayer of all enemies, homage had a heart of fingers, adorn her with three mudra, Iris masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, homage she's a joyous radiant, crown of meeting gallons of light, method laughing with Chitari, subjugating Mars Devas, homage she will disarm and holy guardians assembly, shaking frowning with their homicide, saving from every misfortune, homage here moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in her hand, sending out my child eternal. Homage you, wreath ablaze like eon ending fire abiding. Watch her lift just around you, troops of enemies destroying strikes the ground with her palm foot beats it, telling with the letter home the seven levels she has conquered. Homage happy versus peaceful. She is fearless peace nirvana. She endowed with them and so hard, destroyer of the great evil. Homage you just surrounded, tearing first bodies asunder, praise with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage you would see letter of the shape of syllable home. Bible 7 shakes the three word, Mary Mander and Vinya. Homage holding in her hand Hemlock muted David Lakefall, which was spoken Tara and Pay, totally dispelling poison. Amishu, gods and their kings, and the Kinner is Suwana, Amadino, joyful splendor, she dispels her dreams and conflict. Amishu, two eyes bright with radiance, the sun and full moon, which was spoken Tara and Pay, two souls to contagion. Homage for the liberating, power by set of three natures, destroys hopes of spirit action, and raise costs of supreme Ture. These phrases with mantras and prostrations, thus are 20. All my prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage tower swift heroic, eyes are lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lotus 3121 Lotus. Homage to his face combines 100 ornaments of fullest, blazing with vibration splendid, as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue on lotus, waterborne in hand adorned, hearing effort calm austerities, patience meditation herstory, homage crown and tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the seven were able to draw for the being. Homage worshipped by the O Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma Mara, honored by the host of spirits, close-raised Gandharish action, homage with a tray and Pesach, destroying first magic diagram, perfect pressing left out riding, placing in a raging fireblaze, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champion, she with frowning lotus for using, who is slayer of all enemies, homage had a heart of fingers, adorn her with three mudra, light race masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, Homage is a joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, those who laughing with Tatari, subjugating Mars David, homage able disarmament, all its guardians assembled, shaking frowning with the hums, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adoring present, moon ornaments for shine, Amitabha in hair not, sending out my tried eternal, homage you, wreath ablaze like, eon ending fire abiding, watch your life rejoice around you, troops of enemies destroying, homage you, strikes the ground, her powerful beats it, scaling with the letter home, the seven levels she does conquer, homage happy virtuous peaceful, shield, fearless peace nirvana, she endowed with them and so hard, destroyer of the great evil, homage she just around it, tearing post bodies asunder, priest with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to read Lucy letter, of the shape of syllable home, Bible 7 shakes the three, Mary Mander and Binyam. Holding in her hand the hammock moon of David Lake, whispers for Kantara MP, totally dispelling poison, Hamishu, gods and their kings, and the Kinnerers to honor, Armadian or joyful splendor, she dispels legends and conflict, Hamishu, two eyes bright with radiance, the sun of Bhumi, whispers for Tutari, she dispels to contagion, Hamish for liberating, powered by set of three natures, destroys hosts of spirit charge, and raise closest to Ventura. These praises with the root mantras and prostrations, that's 21. Oh, my prostrate to noble transcendent liberator, homage towers with heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three Table and Lotus, homage shoes, face combines 100 ornaments that full, blazing with outrageous splendor, as a fastest our collection, homage golden blue and lotus, water bounding and adorning, giving effort, commissary, patience, meditation, heresy, homage crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, without on by conquered children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, something with the feet the seven will, able to draw total being, homage worship by the old Lord, Chakra Aribama Maru, honored by the host of spirits, cultivating Gadarish actions, homage with a train pacer, destroying foes magic diagrams, heavy pressing left up right, placing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroy Mara's champion, she with frowning lotus reason, she with slayer of all enemies, homage at a harder fingers, adorn her with three mudra, light race masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, homage she's a joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, as we laughing with Tatara, subjugating Mars devas, homage she able to summon, all the guardians assembly, shaking frowning with a humsa, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adorned crescent, moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in a hair knot, sending out my child eternal, homage with the blaze light, eon ending fire abiding, right to lift rejoice around you, troops of enemies destroying, homage she strikes the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scaling with the letter whom the seven levels she does conquer, homage happy virtuous peaceful, shields fearless peace nirvana, endowed with them so hard, destroyer of the great evil, homage you rejoice around it, tearing first bodies asunder, praise with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage sure would say letter, of the shape of syllable, home, Michael Sammy shakes a three word, Mary Amanda and Vinya, homage holding in her hand, the hammock in a daily with her spoken tower and pay, totally dispelling poison, homage to you, gods and their kings, and the kin of Rasuana, Armadillo joyful splendor, she dispels legends and conflict, homage to you, two eyes bright with full moon, which was hard and Tatare, she is supposed to be contagion, homage for liberating, Papa said of three natures, destroys hosts of spiritual action, and raise cups of supreme fury. These praises with the mantras and prostrations, thus are 21. Oh, my prostrate to noble transcendent liberator, homage tower swift heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three One Lotus, homage shoes face combines a 100 ornaments of fullest, blazing with outrageous splendor, as a thousand star collection, homage golden blue one lotus, water born in hand adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation heresy, homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Chitari, whom desire direction and space, tramping with the feet the seven were able to draw total being. Homage worship by the old Lord, Chakra Army Brahma Mara, honored by the host of spirits, cultivating Gandharish actions, homage with a train pace, destroying foes magic diagram, every pressing left up riding, blazing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer Mara's champion, she with frowning lotus fizzy, she with slayer of all enemy, homage out of harder fingers, adorn her with three mudra, light rays masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, as with laughing with Tatara, subjugating Mars David, homage to able disarmament, all the guardians assembly, taking crowning with a home sign, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adoring present, moon ornaments most shining, Amitabha in the hand, not sending up a child eternal, homage to you with the blaze light, eon ending fire body, watch your left choice around you, troops of enemies destroying, homage to you strikes the ground with, head palm foot beats it, scaling with the letter home, the seven levels shooters conquer, homage happy versus peaceful, shields feels peace nirvana, Jean Dabadum and Soha, destroyer of the great evil, homage to rejoice around it, tearing first ways asunder, peace with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to we see letter, of the Chevy syllable, Michael 7 shakes 3, Merrimander and Dinya, homage holding in a hand, Hemakmina David Lakefall, which was from Qatar MP, totally spelling poison, homage to gods and their kings, and the Kinner is the one, Amadino joyful splendor, she disposed by dreams and conflict, homage to us bright, son of full moon, which was for Antitara, homage for the liberating, power set of three natures, destroys hopes of spirit structures, and raise courses supreme touring, these praises with the root mantras, and prostrations thus 21. Oh, my prostrate noble transcendent liberator, homage tower swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open statements of the Lord of 3121 Lotus, homage to you, face combines 100 ornaments of fullest, blazing with vibration splendor, as a thousand star collection, homage golden blue on lotus, water boy in hand adorned, giving effort commissarity, patience meditation hersfit, homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection, homage feeling with Tutare, whom desire direction ends with, trampling with the feet the seven will, able to joyful being, homage worshipped by the O Lord, chakra army Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spirits, cultivated the Gandhara's action, homage with a tray and pesa, destroying first magic diagrams, head pressing left or right, blazing in a raging fireblaze, homage to Ray very dreadful, destroyer Mara's champion, she refounding letters easy, who is slayer of all enemies, homage out of heart of fingers, adorn her with three Jamudra, Light race is all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, homage is a joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, earthly laughing with Tatara, subjugating Mars Devas, homage she able to summon, all the guardians assembly, shaking crowning with a humsa, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adorned with crescent, moon ornaments most shiny, Amitabha in a hand, not sending out outside eternal, homage you, wreath of blaze light, eon ending fire abiding, bright that choice around you, troops of enemies destroying, Hamishu strikes the ground with their powerful beats it, scaling with the letter home the seven levels shooters conquer. Hamish happy righteous peaceful, shields feels peace of honor, she endowed with them and so hard, destroyer of the great evil. Hamish joy surrounded, tearing first what is the sun, free with the home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, Hamish sure we see letter, of the shape of syllable, by for 7 shakes the three will, Merrimander and Vinya, homage holding in the hand the hammock winner David Lakeful, which has spoken tower and pay, totally dispelling poison, homage you, gods and their kings, and the kinner is the one, Amadino joyful splendor, she dispels red dreams and conflicts, homage you, two eyes bright with radiance the sun and full moon, which was her and Tutari, she dispels free contagion, homage to the liberating, Papa said of three natures, destroys hosts of spiritual actions, and raise culture supreme truth. These praises with the mantras and prostrations, that's 20. Oh, my prostrated noble transcendent liberator, homage Taurus with heroic, as I like instantaneous, from open statements of the Lord of 3121 Lotus, homage shoes face combines, 100 ornaments of fullest, blazing with our righteous splendor, as the fastest our collection, homage golden blue on lotus, waterborne in hand adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation earthly, homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, great honor becomes children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Chitare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven will, able to joyful being, homage worship by the O Lord, chakra army Brahmamara, honored by the host of spirits, cultivated Gandhari's action, homage with a train pace on, destroying first magic diagram, perfect pressing left up riding, placing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champion, she with frowning lotus music, enemies, Hamijada had her fingers, adorn her with three mudra. My race masses all excited, all directions was adorn her. Homage she's a joyous radiant, crown her meeting gallons of light, Method laughing with Titare, subjugating Mars David, homage to able to summon, all its guardians assembly, shaking frowning with the Humsa, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adorned with crescent, moon on a mist for shining, Amitabha in a hair knot, sending out my side eternal, homage to you with the blaze light, eon ending fire abiding, watch out leopard joys around you, troops of enemies destroying, homage to you strikes the ground with, hair palm for beads, scaling with the letter home, 7 levels she does conquer, homage happy righteous peaceful, shields for his peace Navan, she endowed with them and Soha, destroyer of the great evil, homage to you joy surrounded, tearing first bodies asunder, Praise with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to a woodsy letter, of the shape of syllable home, by for sampling checks of 3 words, Mary Amanda and Vinya, homage holding in a hand the Hemag Rina David Lakewan, which has spoken Tara and Pay, totally dispelling poison, homage to judge of their kings, and the generous to honor, harmony no joyful splendor, she dispels their dreams and conflict, homage to 2 eyes bright with radiance, the sun and full moon, which has Tara and Tara, she dispels the root contagion, homage for liberating, power by the set of 3 natures, destroys hopes of spiritual action, and raise cultures rippling to these praises with the mantras and prostrations, Asa 21. Whoever is endowed with devotion for the goddess and recites this with supreme faith, remembering it at dawn, upon waking, and in the evenings, will be granted all fearlessness, will perfectly pacify all negativities, and will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The multitudes of conquerors will quickly grant initiation. Thus endowed with this greatness, one will eventually reach the state of a Buddha. If affected by the most terrible poison, whether ingested, drunk, or from a living being, just by remembering one will be fully cleansed. If this prayer is recited 2, 3, or 7 times, it will pacify all the sufferings of torment caused by spirits, fevers, and poison, and by other beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled, and all obstacles pacified. Offering to the Toma. Om Vajra Amrita Kundalini Hana Hana Hum Pe. Om Savava Shuddha Savadama Savava Shuddha Hum. Everything becomes emptiness only. While it is empty, from Yam appears wind, from Ram fire, from our transcendental wisdom skull cup, vast and big. In it, from the mantling of the 5 needs and 5 nectars, comes a huge ocean of transcendental wisdom nectar. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. The gurus and hosted deities of Venerable Aryatara partake of the Torma by drawing it up through the light straw of their Vajra tongues. Om Aryatara Saparivari Idam Balimta Kakakai Kai. Om Aryatara Saparivari Idam Balimta Kakakai Kai. Om Aryatara Saparivari Idam Balimta Kakakai Kai. Om Aryatara Saparivari Agam Padyam Pupe Dupe Aloke Gande Nude Shakta Pati Sahum Soha Om Aryatara Saparivari Om Ahum Ladang Lamin Chapangi Sabni Pamo Latude Pampa Kunle Jose Me Chola Young La Chat Salom.
So we just turn back to page 185. We'll bless the tea. Om Vajra Amrita Kundali Hana Hana Hum Pe. Om Sababa Shuddha Sabadama Sababa Shuddha. Tompani do you. Tompe namle amle lur amle me. Ala yeshiki kapala. Yang gacha we nandu shana dusina. Shuwale shuwe yeshiki do so go so tempo. Om ahum, om ahum, om ahum. Turn to page 300 in the retreat prayer book. Riku Kada Lama Lo Senchu Doshe Chawan Tenzin Gatsu So Saigu Lama Rinchen Chosum La Te Tu Si Do Adibu Shenam Sonda Neda Lundren So Jampa Po Doshe Jijinta Hero Kasa Naman Kudishi Yidam Kilkola Sotam Trail. Dete to see do a debuki. Shenam Sonda Nedalundranso. Drampa Samgi Lanke Jiwacho. So say Detrin Doje Pamaso. Nazum Pao Kadro Tam Shela. Dete to see do a debuki. Shenam Sonda Nedalundranso. Drampa Samgi Siji Chila. So a tepe no du tam che so tapa sam gi si su siu ino. Yidem pema wan chin la su la. Te tu si do wa di bu. Shenam son de ne de lun chun. Ne so gun po tan chun chun ki ga. Ma so ga ma na mon to pe se. Hom po sha shi ko so chan am la. Te tu si do wa di bu. Shenam son de ne de lun chun. Kailan dong du ma lu shu e ne. Cao po chen pa na man to pe se. No de na chin la lu ko che la. Tu gu so a second chu party. Polo choru no du so. Se rain china tama chunisha. Nanji si pe la lu shi danda. Cao po ko na ko so chapada. La sin te ke janyon tam che la. Te tu si do a di bu. Shenam son de ne de lun chun so. Kai pa do jo la ba shi danam. Tan tu sun component jipa. Hela yula drala nampola. De tu si do a di bu. Shenam son de ne de lun. Nagari Jusim Chentum Chetan, no she dogo ninche newala. Te tu si sekem di shene, tu nalan chu malu daguchi. Tona nanchi si pelama si, te ge junyan chimpa malu pa. Kaipa yudi la lu shi don la, te tu si do adibu. Shenem son de ne de lunjun so, no was emon de ton yishi. Namrodaya Masame Padi So Shene Gadu Shaducha Mene Se Treke Petrin Leso Teshe Lame Kusantam Pada Gedon Tedren Sinkopa Choso De Gedo Somanam Lapso Nano Lanto Tedrin So Taso Tedren Sinkopa Wachi Shedra Shida Namki Sampado Jita Sampa Druzin Dripado ne don't get so baru chopish. Ne wa shingi lab tu. So turn back to page 186 down the bottom of the silver book.
Thank you. Down the bottom where it says prayers. Venerable Ari and your retinue, please bless me with the affection of your non-referential compassion, so I might be able to fulfill all my wishes without obstacles. The teachings and the practice of the victorious ones in general, and the doctrine of Lausanne in particular, spread to the 10 directions. Let the Sangha uphold the doctrine be harmonious, and may their enlightened activities increase. Please pacify conflicts, famine, and sickness in this country, increase the Dharma and good fortune, expand the power of Dharma rules, and grant happiness to the center and border areas. Please protect us from temporary and ultimate fears, such as the 8 and 16 great fears, spirits, plagues, nightmares, and bad omens, as well as the sufferings of samsara, unfortunate states, and so forth. May life, prosperity, and merits increase. May all negative thoughts be pacified. And restated. From now until the essence of enlightenment, I have no other refuge than you. Please bless me and care for me as a mother does for her only child. Om Padmasambhava Samaya Manupalaya Padmasambhava Teno Patita Dido Mebhava Susakaya Mebhava Supakaya Mebhava Anarakta Mebhava Salva Siddhi Meprayatsa Salva Kama Suchame Chitam Shekuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Salva Tata Gata Padma Mema Mutra Padma Vala Mahasamaya Ahum Pe. With all my actions performed here, with whatever I could not find or was not able to do, please be patient. Please also be patient with the rituals I have performed incorrectly or with the missions. For the benefit of migratory beings, please abide in this image, granting wealth, highest goodness, and long life, free from sickness. Om Supratisha Vajraya Soha. Through the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain this state of Aryatara and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. Like a wish-fulfilling tree or a fortune-jeweled vase, you are the wish-fulfilling treasure, granting all desires and fulfilling all hopes. O conquerors, Mother Tara, and all conquerors with your children, take care of me and grant me the auspicious signs of increasing virtue. Then in the gold book, go to page 321 and have on hand the booklet, the Swift Return booklet, page 5. Jiangchu Semcho Rinpoche Ma Ke Panam Gegerchi Ke Panam Pa Me Pa Yi Gonne Gondu Pawa Shu Jig Ten Kam Dir Pende Malupa Gan Le Shun Wei Sam Pe Yi Shin No Kadrin Sume Tenzin Gatsu Chung Kusei Tenching Tushe Lun Dru Shu Tong Ni Nin She Sun Du Jun Pei Lam Che Che Sao Zhe Gang Chen Ten Drogon Chana Pemo Tenzin Gatsola So Wadeb So Jendu Londru Sho. So a prayer for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso. Fearless teacher and assembly of the children of victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratika Buddhas, victorious Losam, father and son, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable, venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from other living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the oceans of the three jewels, and the great waves of Bodhicitta of the children of victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Page 9, A Lamenting Well by Kajala. Guru, think of me. Guru, consider me. Gracious Guru, care for me. Root Guru, most gracious and kind, do not deprive us of your compassionate refuge. Listen and consider this heartfelt prayer made by a tormented disciple. You embody the blessings of the Buddhas of the three times. You may rest in great bliss, equipoised within the dhatu of unimpeded luminosity. Yet the playful dance of your loving compassion can emanate in myriad ways. The swift appearance of your magical wisdom, the Rupakaya, the time has come for you to care for us once again with your affectionate compassion. I invoke you, I call upon you, I implore you on behalf of all beings. Arise, arise, arise from the Dharmakaya. Do not rest in Kachara or other pure celestial realms. Rather, to benefit the Buddhist teachings and all living beings, swiftly return to this southern continent to spread the Buddha Dharma of study and realization. Quickly return to guide us poor wretched beings, such as the desperate cry of us, your disciples. Return so that we may actually behold your presence and receive the blessings of your enlightened body, speech, and mind. All violations, errors, mistakes, and broken samaya that we have made in relation to your spontaneously present awakened body, speech, mind, and activity, through our being baffled, confused, and conceiving things in erroneous ways, we confess within the luminous emptiness of your three kayas. Of everything auspicious, the supreme auspiciousness, may there be the auspiciousness of infiniteness and compassion, conjoined with the auspiciousness of a timely meeting between master and disciple. Through the force of the truth of unchanging suchness, may the unmistaken incarnation return quickly. This lament was made by me, a Dakini, with pure faith and samaya, her eyes filled with tears of sorrow. May these wishes of a beggar woman be fulfilled through the blessings of the deities of the three roots. Perception, its object, and the act of perceiving all dissolve within the expanse of the blissful clarity of suchness. Are we doing another one? Yes. Is that all in this book? patient in bearing the hardships of spreading the teachings of the Muni in general, and the teachings of the victorious Jamyang Tsongkhapa in hundreds of directions. Lord of Dharma, holding the three vows and wearing saffron robes, please return quickly with this peerless teaching. You held the teachings of explanation and practice with great asceticism to bear the triumphant beings are confused, darkness of suffering. Through the great loving kindness, you skillfully led them to happiness. Unparalleled Son of the teachings, please return quickly. Beautified by the ornament of supreme patience in increasing the practice of the supreme teachings of the victorious one. Through listening, reflection, and meditation, guide all transmigrating beings along the perfect path. True and perfect pure Guru, please return quickly. Do you know the tune? Lunchen, Shadan, Drupa, Pilla, Dragon, Vixal, Kandan, Jetsun, Julepe, Jetsun, Lame, Shabla, Soa. Let me go back to page 323. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me, and all the merits of the 3 times collected by numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty, existing from their own side, may I, who am completely empty, existing from my own side, achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty, existing from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty, existing from their own side, to that state, which is completely empty, existing from its own side, by myself alone, who is completely empty, existing from my own side. I fully dedicate all these virtues to be able to change just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality, just like Samantha Vajra as well. I fully dedicate all my roots of virtue with the dedication and praises of Beth, who are all the gone beyond victors of 3 times in order to have good conduct. The Dharma King Sankapa's way of Dharma to flourish, may all signs of obstacles be pacified, and all conducive conditions be complete. Due to the 2 times of merits of the 3 times of myself and others, may the teachings of the victorious one, Lurzen Drapa, shine resplendent forever. Thank you, everybody.